Good morning. My name's Sam. Thanks for joining online or here in class. I'm going to be leading you through a 45-minute vinyasa flow. So let's get started right away in a comfortable child's pose. We'll meet at the back of our mat. Bring your big toes to touch. Splay your knees out open wide. Sink your glutes towards your heels and crawl your fingertips long towards the top of your mat. Rest your forehead, your third eye center down. Take an inhale, fill up your lungs. Open mouth, exhale, just let everything go. This time with sealed lips, constricting the back of your throat, breathe in. With sealed lips, constricting the back of your throat, creating an oceanic sound, breathe out. This is your Ujjayi breath, and we'll be using it throughout class day to cultivate heat in our bodies. Crawl your fingertips a little closer towards the top of your mat. Massage your forehead, your third eye center down. I invite you today to take the intention of conquering fear, letting it not be existent. If it wasn't present, if it wasn't there, what would you do? What limitations wouldn't be there? With that, take a united breath in, united breath out. On an inhale, rise up to a tabletop position. Stack shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, draw your shoulder blades to touch, gaze forward. Exhale, cat, round, tuck, and curl. Dome through your spine, bring your chin towards your chest. We flow breath to movement. Inhale, cow, drop your belly. Exhale, cat, round and curl. Here for 2 more rounds of breath. We meet back in a neutral tabletop position. Extend your right leg to the side, off of your mat, press into the outside edge of your foot. Modified cat-cow here. Dome and arch your spine at your own pace. This just opens up a little bit more into your right hip flexor. Leaving your foot as is, come into a neutral tabletop, then inhale, rise up, mountain pose with your arms. Extend them up towards the ceiling, rotate your pinkies in, breathe in. Breathe out, side stretch to the right. Left arm reaches up and over. Right hand can drape down your right thigh or reach around to your left hip flexor for a bind. Gaze up towards your left arm or slightly to the ceiling. Breathe in. Then breathe out, cartwheel your left hand to the mat and extend your right arm up and over to the left. Feel the side body stretch from your right hip all the way to your right shoulder. Breathe in. Then breathe out. Kick your right heel up in line with your glute. Inhale. Exhale, crunch elbow to knee. Just here for 2 rounds. Reaching and then doming, turning on our core. We're here for 4, just 3. You got this 2. Right foot down in 1. Place your right foot down, then inhale, mountain pose, rise back up. Exhale, micro back bend, cactus your arms, shine your heart. Breathe in, mountain. Breathe out, tabletop, hands to the mat, right knee to the mat. 1 round of cat-cow just to neutralize your spine. We meet back neutral tabletop position. Extend your left foot out to the left side. Off of your mat, press into the outside edge of your foot. Cat-cow here, modified with a leg extension. We meet back in a neutral tabletop. Keep your left foot as it is. Inhale, mountain pose. There we go. Reach your arms up high. Rotate your pinkies in. Breathe in. Breathe out, side stretch to the left. Left hand can come to your left thigh. Reach your right arm up and over towards the side. As always, you can take that half bind, left hand to your right hip. Gaze towards your arm or slightly to the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out, circle your hands down. Right hand to the mat or earth. Left arm up and over. Lengthen through your left rib cage. Breathe in. Then breathe out. Kick your left foot up in line with your left glute. Flex your toes towards your face. Inhale, find length. Exhale, crunch elbow to knee. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, crunch. Move at your own pace, finding that elbow to knee connection. We're here for 4, just 3. You got this 2. Left foot down in 1. Plant your left foot. Inhale, mountain pose, rise up. Exhale, micro back bend, shine your heart, cactus your arms. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, neutral tabletop, hands to the mat, both knees to the mat. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, down dog, hips up high. First downward dog of class, you can pedal out your feet. Do your downward dog dance or simply find stillness if that's what your body's craving. Create space between all 10 fingers. Press the pads of your hands into the earth. Feet hips width distance or wider if that's more comfortable. Drive your heels down to lengthen through the back of your legs. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, ragdoll pose. Feet hips width distance. Grab for the crooks of your elbows. Drape your torso towards your thighs. Let gravity do the work as your torso falls heavy and you sway from left to right. Slowly release your hands to the mat. Toe heel your feet together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sink low. Scissor squeeze your inner thighs together. Drop your glutes down and back as if you were sitting in the tiniest little chair. Shift your weight into your heels so much that all 10 toes could flutter off, and then right back down to the mat. Knit your ribs down and into your midline. Breathe in. Breathe out, chair pose, airplane arms. Arms sweep towards the daylight. Pretend there was a block, a beach ball between the palms of your hands, energetically pulling them towards one another. Drop your glutes a little closer towards the mat. Nice adjustments. Inhale, mountain pose, burst open. Reach your arms up high, then exhale, micro back bend right into it. Shine your heart forward. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, hands through heart center. Drape your torso towards your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins or thighs. Lengthen from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Breathe in. Breathe out, round, tuck, and curl. Come up high onto your toes. Drop your glutes towards your heels and bring your forehead to your knees. Coming into the tiniest little ball ever. If you want a balanced challenge, you can reach your hand to the opposite shin. Really push high into your toes to stretch out the fascia, the middle part of your foot. Breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. We flow sun A. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, micro back bend. Breathe in, mountain. Breathe out, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, round, tuck, and curl. Breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, micro back bend. Breathe in, mountain. Breathe out, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank pose this time. Plant your palms, step back. Inhale, shift 1 inch forward. Exhale, chaturanga, we hold and hover. Elbows graze your rib cage. Keep your chest, your legs, your thighs lifted away from the mat. For 4, just 3, just 2, upward facing dog in 1. Flip to the shoelace side of your feet. Press into them so your thighs lift off. Shine your heart. Exhale, downward dog, roll over your toes, hips pike high. You can always take chaturanga on your knees, opt out high plank to down dog, or take chaturanga that we just did. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, scorpion tail, right heel, left glute. Bend in and out of your right leg. Create circles with your knee. Open up through your right hip flexor. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Pull it up and in. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Cross body, feel your obliques turn on. Inhale, soar your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, sweep it through. Inhale, modified pyramid. Straighten through your front leg. Your left foot stays as is. Left heel will be lifted up and away from the mat. Let your torso fall heavy towards your front thigh. Inch your right hip back as your left hip scoots forward to meet it. Gaze down at your big toe or to the top short edge of your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out, low lunge. Inhale, modified crescent, left knee to the mat. Reach your arms up high towards the sky. You can always take your hands to your right thigh and take a few bends in and out first, if that better serves you, just to really open up into your hip flexor. And when you're ready, you can re-extend your arms, rotate your pinkies in, lengthen from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Breathe in. Breathe out, modified half splits. So simply flex your toes towards your face. Send your glutes towards the daylight. Your right hip will move back as your left hip moves forward. How far you can go down all depends on your flexibility. So you should feel a stretch to the back of your right leg. Just let your torso fall heavy towards your right thigh. And your left toes can stay tucked or untucked, just whatever feels more comfortable for you. Breathe in. Breathe out, low lunge, crawl forward, tuck your back toes. Inhale, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana, rise up. Push off of your back toes, send your heel high towards the sky. Bend into your right knee, track it on top of your right ankle. Rotate your pinkies inward towards one another. Breathe in. Breathe out, warrior two, blossom open. First time here, you can bend in and out of your front leg before you find the posture. Knee tracks on top of your ankle, rotate it towards the front of the room to open up through your right hip flexor. Gaze over your right fingertips. Keep your arms firm and strong, so if I came and pushed on them, they wouldn't budge. Inhale, star pose, burst open, shine your heart. Exhale, side lat lunge to the back, feet parallel to the short edges of your mat. Bend into your left knee, send your glutes towards the front. Keep your torso lifted. Great, if you want to go into Skandasana, that's totally fine. So hands crawl over towards your left foot, come up high onto your toes, your left heel will lift. Your right heel, your calf maybe will touch the mat. Once again, all depends on your hip flexibility. Your hands can stay resting to help you with balance. You can bring your hands to heart center. If you want to start by working into a bind, left palm plants to the mat, right arm reaches up and back to your left hip flexor. Find that little crook where your hand can rest and then gaze over your right shoulder up to the ceiling. As we flow into this, you can take any option that serves you. If you want to try for a full bind, left arm goes in front of your knee. Reach your left hand back to meet your right and find that connection. Once again, half bind is totally fine. If you took the half bind, slowly return your palm to the mat, coming back to our Ujjayi breath. Inhale, star pose, burst open. Exhale, extended side angle to the front. Bend into your front knee, tuck your arms to 6 and 12 o'clock. Gaze towards the side or up high to the ceiling. You can rest your right forearm onto your right thigh. Or option to always take a half bind, left hand reaches to your right hip flexor right here. Beautiful. Feel the twist through your torso, left shoulder tracks on top of your right. If you took your half bind, you can leave it, your hand as it is. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten through your front leg, bump your right hip towards the mirrors. Right arm reaches up and back to the daylight, lengthen through your front rib cage. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Option for Ekapada, right foot hovers the entire time until upward facing dog. Beautiful Ekapadas. We meet back in a downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, scorpion tail, left heel, right glute. Bend in and out of your left leg. Create circles with your knee. Open up into your hip flexor. Let it feel good. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Pull it up and in. Inhale, soar your left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right tricep, cross body. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, modified pyramid, lengthen through your front leg. So your right foot stays as is. Your right heel will be lifted up and away from the mat. Just let your torso fall heavy towards your front thigh. Scoot your right hip forward as your left hip inches back. Maybe your hands touch the mat, maybe only your fingertips. Totally fine. Breathe in. Breathe out, low lunge. Inhale, modified crescent, right knee to the mat, hands up high or hands to your left thigh to take a few bends in and out. Either variation you choose is up to you. When you're ready, we re-extend our arms towards the ceiling. Soften your shoulders away from your ears to lengthen through your collarbone. Breathe in. Breathe out, half splits. Hands frame your front foot. Then send your glutes towards the daylight. Flex your toes towards your face. And let your torso fall towards your left thigh. Your right toes can stay tucked or untucked. You should feel the stretch to the back of your left leg. And just simply breathe into it. Breathe in. Breathe out, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana, rise up. Push onto your right toe, send your right heel towards the ceiling. Track your left knee on top of your left ankle, 90-degree bend. Knit your ribs down and into your midline. Breathe in. Breathe out, warrior two towards the front. First time here, you can bend in and out of your left leg or settle in right away. Your left knee tracks on top of your left ankle. Pressure on the outside edge of your right foot. Lengthen from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Inhale, star pose, burst open, shine your heart. Exhale, side lat lunge to the back, so feet parallel to the short edges, bend into your right knee, glutes to the back wall. Or option to move into Skandasana if you have that in your practice. Spin your right toes to 45 degrees and slow and controlled lower down. Your right heel may lift up and away from the mat, totally fine. Left heel, left calf maybe rest to the mat, left toes flex towards your face. Your hands can stay rested to the earth to help you with balance while you stay here. Or option to take that half bind. Right palm plants, left arm extends, and simply reach back to your right hip flexor. Find that little crook to rest your hand. And if you tried on the full bind on the opposite side, your front hand, your elbow comes to the inside of your knee, and simply reach it back, and then you find that connection with your hands. And if you don't find that connection, you can just simply let them hover and try to reach, and that's fine. You're still working on that bind, really opening up our shoulders and shining our heart forward. If you took a half bind, a full bind, slowly release both palms back to the mat. Inhale, star pose, burst open, use your core strength, rise up. Exhale, extended side angle to the front. So left foot spins back to the front, right foot parallel to the short edge of your mat. Bend into your left knee, tick-tock your arms to 6 and 12 o'clock. Gaze towards the front or up high towards the ceiling. Always the option for that half bind, right hand reaches to your left hip flexor. Feel the twist through your torso as wrist, shoulder are in one line and one shoulder tracks on top of the other. If you took your bind, leave it as is. Inhale, reverse triangle. Send your left arm up and back towards the daylight. Bump your left hip flexor towards the mirror. Lengthen from your hip all the way to your left shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out, cartwheel your hands high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Option for the hovering of the left foot. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. That's our Sun B. We flow breath to movement. Inhale, your right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Inhale, fly your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, modified pyramid. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, modified crescent, left knee down. Exhale, half splits. We stay for the inhale. Exhale, low lunge, crawl forward. Inhale, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose, burst open. Exhale, side lat lunge or Skandasana to the back. Either variation of your choice. Inhale, star pose, burst right back up. Exhale, extended side angle to the front. Always the option for that half bind. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Love the binds throughout. When you're ready, we'll meet back in a downward facing dog. Absolutely no rush to get there. Down dog, inhale your left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Inhale, kick your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, modified pyramid. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, modified crescent. Exhale, half splits. We stay for the inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, side lat lunge or Skandasana to the back, your choice. Inhale, right back up to star. Exhale, extended side angle to the front. Option for that half bind with your right hand. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Inhale, fly your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, modified pyramid. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, modified crescent. Exhale, half splits. We stay here for the inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, side lat lunge or Skandasana to the back. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, extended side angle to the front. Option for that half bind. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Inhale, your left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Inhale, fly your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, modified pyramid. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, modified crescent. Exhale, half splits. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, side lat lunges, Skandasana to the back. Inhale, star. Exhale, extended side angle. Option for that half bind with your right hand. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We flow with some additions. Inhale, your right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. We hold. Option for fallen warrior. So for fallen warrior, you kick your right foot out to the mat, press into the knife edge of your foot, and your left arm reaches high towards the sky. Gaze follows your left hand. Send your hips towards the ceiling. If you want an addition, option to really press into your right hand. Hover your right foot away from the mat. Find that strength. Press into all 5 fingers. Breathe in. Then breathe out. Inhale, re-extend, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, low lunge, sweep it through. Inhale, full pyramid pose this time. Lengthen through your front leg. Step your left foot up and in, left toes point to 45 degrees. This time your left heel is sealed to the mat. So you can shorten your stance as needed and let your torso fall heavy towards your front thigh. Option to stay here, or we take a twist. Left palm to the inside of your left foot, right arm up high towards the sky. Gaze follows. If your palm doesn't reach the mat, you can just make a fist and rest your fist down. If that doesn't reach the mat, you can simply just hover and use your core strength. Breathe in. Breathe out, low lunge. Both palms to the mat, left toes back. Inhale, modified crescent. Exhale, half splits. We're here for a few rounds of breath. You have options. You can stay right here in half splits. If full splits is in your practice, option to move into it, simply extend your right foot forward and then scoot your left foot, your left knee back. So maybe you have full splits all the way. I'm still working on it. Had it at one point. And then you just lower down. And that's totally fine. And if this is uncomfortable for you, you can stay in half splits. You're still getting the same benefit, the same stretch through the back of your leg. Love the expressions, the variations throughout. This is awesome. Nice. Feeling it in your hips too? Right? Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you got the full splits. If you're in your full splits, very slowly make your way back to half splits. Just tuck your back toes and inch your left knee up and in. Or if there's another way you prefer to get back there, that's totally fine. We'll just meet back there. Meeting back in half splits, breathe in. Breathe out, low lunge. Crawl your hands forward, tuck your back toes. Inhale, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, side lat lunges, Skandasana to the back. We're here for a few breaths as well. I encourage you to try on that half bind. Right palm to your left hip, and maybe that full bind. Left hand reaches around your left knee, and then maybe your hands hover, or maybe you find that connection. Either expression, totally fine. By lifting both hands off the mat, even if it's for just a simple breath, it really challenges your balance, your focus. Awesome job. If you took that full bind, slowly release hands to the mat. Inhale, star pose, burst open. Exhale, horse squat, this time sink low. First time here in horse. You can bring your hands to your inner thighs, drop one hip, then rather one shoulder than the other. You can take any wiggles in horse, just let it feel good. And when you're ready, we meet back in a horse squat. Squeeze your glutes together, tilt your pelvis up and underneath you, shine your heart towards the back wall. Option is stay here, or alternating heel lifts. One heel, then the other. You can stay right here, or take both heels up for quaking horse, and little pulses with your glutes, your hips, just down and up, really challenging your balance and stretching out the fascia of your feet. We're here for 4, just 3, just 2. Star pose in 1, inhale. Exhale, extended side angle to the front. So right here, we're gonna take a half bind if you hadn't before, left hand to your right hip flexor. If a full bind is in your practice, right hand underneath your right thigh and reach for both hands. If it's not there, that's totally fine. We're gonna move into birds of paradise today. So you can do this with a full bind or a half bind. I'll show you both. So if you're in a full bind, great. If you're in a half bind, totally fine. Gaze down to your right foot. Slow and controlled, walk your left foot up and in, and it's gonna meet your right. If you're in that full bind, you keep it. If you're in the half bind, just let your right hand reach. And slow and controlled, you plant your left foot into the mat. You're facing towards the mirrors. And you rise up. Using your core strength, your stability. Keep that full bind or a half bind. Totally fine. If you're in that half bind, your right hand just hovers and you bring your knee up. And maybe this is where you stop right here. That's beautiful. Or maybe you're able to slowly and controlled extend your right foot up towards the corner. So it all depends on your hip openness as well as the opening in your shoulders. And if you're just working on getting right here, that's great. That's still a lot of control with your balance and stability. That was awesome. Yeah, this is a really great hip opener as well as a challenge for your focus. Nice. Awesome. Beautiful. And when we're ready, we'll all meet back slow and controlled. You just lower your right foot back down and then just step your left foot out to extended side angle. Release your arms. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga dandasana. Let's take a moment in upward facing dog. Shine your heart, drop your left hip, gaze over your right shoulder. And then drop your right hip, gaze over your left shoulder. Let it feel good. When you're ready, we meet back in center and downward facing dog, hips up high. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, pull it up and in. Inhale, fly your left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right tricep, we hold. Option is stay here or fallen warrior. Left hand stays on the mat, left foot spins out, and you spin onto the inside edge of your right foot. The outside edge of your left foot, right arm towards the sky, gaze follows your right hand. Option is stay right here. If you want a challenge, you can hover your left foot away from the earth. Keep sending your hips higher towards the ceiling. Create a strong foundation in your left hand. Spread your fingertips out wide and press into them. Beautiful. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly plant your right palm to the mat. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, sweep it through. Inhale, full pyramid pose. So lengthen through your front leg. Then step your right foot up and in. Right heel seals to the mat. Right toes point to the top right corner of your mat, 45 degrees. You can lengthen, shorten your stance as needed. Readjust so it feels good for you. And then let your torso fall heavy. If you took the twist, the bind on the opposite side, plant your right palm, or maybe a fist to the mat. And then extend your left palm up high towards the ceiling. Gaze follows your left hand. Beautiful. Keep driving your right heel into the earth to lengthen through the back of your right leg. Breathe in. Breathe out, low lunge, right palm to the mat if you took that twist. Bend into your left knee, right toes back. Inhale, modified crescent. Exhale, half splits. Option is stay right here in your half splits or move into full splits as we did on the opposite side. We're here for a few rounds of breath. For full splits, you can inch your left foot up and then slowly scoot your right foot back, your right knee back, or you can stay in your half splits. That's great as well. I know that one side will always be tighter than the other, will look a little different. That's just how it is, completely normal. lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, side lat lunge or skandasana to the back, to the right. So lower down slowly if that's in your practice. And then encouraging you to take that half bind, left arm to your right hip flexor. Maybe the full bind here, right hand reaches back. Maybe it hovers, and that's totally fine. Or maybe it connects. If you ever want to practice binds, you can always take a towel at home and just reach it into one hand and reach it to the other to just help give a little bit of leverage. Bring your gaze over your left shoulder, feel the twist through your torso. If you took that half bind, that full bind, slowly release your palms. Inhale, star pose, burst open. Exhale, horse squat, sink low. Inhale, send your arms up high, legs stay as is. Exhale, goddess, elbows into your side body. Send your palms up high towards the sky. Shine your heart forward, sink your glutes a little bit lower. Beautiful. Inhale, star pose, burst open. Exhale, extended side angle to the front. Bend into your left knee, TikTok your arms to 6 and 12. So we're gonna work into Birds of Paradise on this side. First step is that half bind. Right hand to your right hip, and maybe you stay right here. If you wanna try on a full bind, totally fine. Left arm reaches underneath your left thigh. Maybe your hands connect, maybe they don't. Never force anything. And then slowly turn your gaze down to your left foot. Half bind or full bind, either is fine. Then walk your right foot up and in towards the front of your mat until it meets your left foot parallel. Press into all four corners of your right foot to create a strong foundation. Keep a small bend in your knee as you use your core strength to rise all the way up. Rising up is probably the hardest part because you're finding your balance. Nice, awesome. And once you're there, you can just hold there for a few breaths. Takes a lot of balance and skill. Or option to extend your leg out. Just all depends on the opening of your hip and how you're feeling. It can vary day to day. Nice. Beautiful Birds of Paradise throughout. Awesome. Yeah, beautiful. When you're ready, slowly return your left foot to the mat and send your right foot back parallel to the short edge. Release your bind, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, frog pose. Heels in, toes out, and then drop your hips down. So if you're having problems dropping your hips, you can just widen your stance a little bit further until it feels comfortable for you. Elbows go to the insides of your knees and hands to heart center. Option is stay right here. You can make fists with your hands and press your fists together to just offer a little bit more leverage to really open up your hips. Finding your elbow to knee connection allows you to leverage that and open up the insides of our hips right there. Awesome. So we're gonna stay here for a few breaths. Today we're gonna work into our inversion, so the playtime of class. We're working into crow pose. So if you know crow and you wanna fly into it, totally fine. We're also gonna work into baby crow. So baby crow is a little less intimidating than crow since you're on your forearms. So I'm gonna demo both. First, I'll demo baby crow. So for baby crow, trying to think of what the best way is. I'll do it this way. All right, so you start in a downward dog. You then drop to your forearms, parallel them to one another. Really press your hands, your forearms into the mat. You bring your gaze forward. You step your feet 4 to 6 inches behind your elbows. You place your shins onto the upper parts of your arms. Gaze forward in front of your hands, and then slowly you just lift one foot and then the other. You're so close to the ground that if you fall, it's all right. Just face plant like an inch. So that's baby crow. If you're interested in crow pose, downward dog, gaze forward, feet 4 to 6 inches behind the palms of your hands, elbows bend like you're doing a chaturanga, shins placed onto the upper parts of your arms. You rise up onto your toes, and then gaze forward, shift your weight forward, and play around with balance. One foot, then the other, maybe both feet, and you fly. Your fingertips are your brakes, so really ground down and press into them. It's what we worked on with our knee to triceps. Awesome, so let's try it on. Beautiful crows throughout. And if you have crow pose, maybe give baby crow a try. I sometimes find that it's a little harder almost, just because it really requires that core strength. Baby, yeah. So start downward facing dog. Nice. Now drop to your forearms, make sure they're parallel to one another. So wrists in line with your elbows, gaze forward. Step your feet 4 to 6 inches behind your elbows. And then your knees are already bent. So now you're just gonna place your shins onto the upper parts of your arms and shift your weight forward and lift your feet and fly. Nice. No, your head's not on the ground, so keep your gaze forward, slightly in front. Yeah, it's a lot hard, it's deceiving. Yeah. So you're gonna forearms, and make sure your wrists are in line with your elbows. So keep your arms parallel to one another. Nice, that'll just help. Gaze forward, and your shins go to the upper parts of your arms. So like between your elbow and your shoulder, that part of your arm, you place your shins there, and then you just lift your feet and gaze forward. I honestly think it's a little harder than crow, but it's great to get you like introduced to it if you're worried about falling or anything of that sort. You totally have the strength to do crow pose. If you want to try regular, yeah, you got it. That's it. Nice, yeah. And then just spread your fingertips out really wide if you're in crow. So you want to really press into your fingertips. Those are your breaks. Nice. Yeah. Beautiful. Awesome. Yeah. That was great. And once you get crow, just try to hold it and see how long you can actually stay focused. Beautiful. Nice. Yeah. Gorgeous. When you're ready, when you've had enough, we'll meet back in a comfortable child's pose. Absolutely no rush to get there. And if you ever have any questions, we can always work on it after class. Happy to help. That was awesome. We did a lot of twisting today and a lot of balancing. Coming back to a child's pose, breathe in together. Breathe out together. On an inhale, rise up to a tabletop position. Tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up high. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon, right knee to your right wrist, right foot maybe to your left. Drop down to your back knee and tuck your toes. Gaze over your shoulder, make sure foot toes included are in a straight line. And then option to stay right here up on the palms of your hands. You can lower down to your forearms for sleeping pigeon. And just simply return back to your breath. Let your heart rate calm back down. Slowly return back to your breath. Push up to the palms of your hands. If you're not already there, tuck your back toes. Inhale, three-legged dog. Send your right leg high, bend in and out. Make circles, create movement, let blood flow come back in. We meet back in a downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon, left knee to your left wrist, left foot maybe to your right. Drop down to your back knee and untuck your back toes. Gaze over your shoulder, make sure foot toes included are in a straight line. Then option to stay up on the palms of your hands. You can lower down to your forearms, maybe your elbows, whatever is comfortable, accessible. And let gravity do the work. up to the palms of your hands. Tuck your back toes. Inhale, three-legged dog. Send your left leg up high. Bend in and out of your knee. Make circles. Invite movement. Blood flow in. And we'll meet back in a downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come on down to your knees. Take a seat onto your glutes. Extend both legs out long in front of you. Scoot one glute back and then the other. Inhale, reach your hands up high overhead. Exhale, seated forward fold. Reach for your feet, your shins. You can bend your knees if needed and just let your head, your torso fall towards your legs. Slowly on an inhale, rise up. On an exhale, lower all the way down into your mat, to your back. Once there, walk your feet up and in so your hands could tickle your heels. Inhale, bridge pose, send your hips up high. Always the option for a bind to interlace your hands underneath. Took that bind, slowly release. Lower your back, your glutes to the mat, and bring your knees in for a neutralizing squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, happy baby pose, feet up high. Grab for the inner outer arches of your feet. Rest your tailbone to the mat. An option to sway gently from side to side. You can extend one leg and then the other. Whatever feels good. Yourself a neutralizing squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, easy supine twist. Knees fall to the left. Reach your arms out to the right. Let your head fall heavy. An option to just flutter your eyes closed. Bring your knees back into center. Give yourself a neutralizing hug. Breathe in. Breathe out. Easy supine twist. Knees fall to the right. Reach your arms out and let your head fall to the left. Just simply be. Bring your knees back into heart center. Give yourself the biggest hug, the tightest squeeze. Grab for opposite elbows. Bring your forehead to meet your knees. Inhale, squeeze as tight as you can. Exhale, release. Shavasana. Wiggle, move, adjust, and simply be. These next few moments are solely yours. I'll let you know when it's time to reawaken. you're ready to reawaken, to restart your day, begin by wiggling your fingertips, your toes, opening and closing your jaw. Take an inhale, fill up your lungs and arms up overhead for a full body stretch. Let it feel good. On your exhale, roll over to your favorite side. Rest your head on your arm as a pillow. With your opposite hand, push yourself up gently to a seat. Bring your hands to your third eye center. The light, the student, the teacher in me honors and respects the light, the student, the teacher in each and every one of you. Bowing forward together, we seal in this practice. Namaste. Awesome job. Thanks everyone for being here. I kind of themed my class around fear since my roommate recently got a puppy, and so it's been fun to see how a puppy doesn't necessarily know what is wrong or what is right or what is okay, and so they don't have fear, they just do it. And hopefully they'll learn, but it kind of encouraged me to just try that on in our practice, and so many times, at least for myself, I find I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that, like what if I fall, or what if that's not possible? So yeah, thanks for trying it on with me, and if you have any questions about inversions, let me know. Happy to help, or the flow in general. Yeah, of course.